Okay, welcome back, guys. By now, you should have submitted your description paragraph, and we're moving on to the next one, which is the process paragraph. And here we're going to explain how things work and giving directions. So we're going to be looking at two specific parts for the process paragraph. Now, you will notice here they say that process writing, right, shows how things work or how specific tasks are accomplished, right? So I just want to show you how things work. That's one, okay, one. And then how specific tasks are accomplished. That is two, okay? So that breaks it down into two parts. So they give you the example of biology textbooks, right? Biology textbooks give you an idea of how things work, like the heart, or physics textbooks describe light and the process of the light wave as it travels, right, through space. And there are many, many other examples. And the second part here, we're looking at number two, how specific tasks are accomplished. For example, the directions for a specific task, right? So, for example, bake a cake, right? Rotate tires, create a website, okay? And they give you other examples. So, all of these tend to um, have specific steps to follow to complete a specific task. That's number two, right? Number one is just a general how things work, right? Like, for example, how does a test work, right? You study, your professor gives you some questions to answer. You answer those questions, he grades your answers, and you get a grade. That is explaining how things work. But if I were to ask you, how do I make a grilled cheese sandwich, then you'd need to give me specific instructions on how to make a grilled cheese sandwich, right? I'd need bread, I'd need a toaster, a grill, um, I would need cheese and the proper cheeses, and then you would have to tell me how long um, to grill the sandwich for and what to put in the sandwich and so on and so on. So those are specific outcomes that we want to um, accomplish, right? So as we move down, you see explaining how things work. You can see how things work according to the example that they give you here. I want you to read through chapter 19, right, by yourself. I just want to go over the main points here so that you can work on your own, right? So they give you an example here. You can have a look at it. The next one, they give you the strategies, right, for planning. So you need to determine how much background information is needed, right? So number one here, this is important, mainly because if you look at how much background information is needed, this is important because you need to decide whether your learners are beginners or they are advanced. So if they are beginners, you need to include more information. If they are professionals, probably less information than usual. And then you need to define clear starting and ending points, right? Because you need to know where to begin, where to end. And it's very helpful if you can separate the whole process into logical stages, right? Sometimes you may not have that. Um, Again, an outline is very important for your major points for your first draft, right? Remember, for those of you who did academic writing with first draft, second draft, etc. And usually photographs and diagrams are important. So that's also good, right? When you are writing your paragraph, don't forget your transitional phases and so on. That's also important for uh, cohesiveness of your paragraph, right? So as you read through it, you'll find that you get through, let's see the second stage, which is specific tasks, right? Giving directions, for example. So step by step. And then when you are done, you end up with a complete outcome, right? So when you are planning that, remember for step by step, you need to look at one, the scope. You have to have clear starting and ending points. The directions are self-contained, right? So they shouldn't be needing any additional information that you don't include, and break it into easy steps so that it can be easily understood, right? Numbering is good so they don't get lost. If they lose their place, they can always go back and find it again. Visual aids are also excellent because it helps put things in perspective, and sometimes if you're not clear or they don't understand your language, the photos will help them. Okay, and then you go ahead. So please read through this chapter. It's also a very simple chapter, and follow the instructions under the Google Classroom work section for submission. This paragraph is only due on the 18th of September, right? But you can read through and start preparing it now, right? Thank you.